Hello everybody, and welcome to my Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition World Tour. We're playing on Title Update 4, which is the Xbox 360 equivalent of Beta 1.7.3. This is my world Glorpland. I created it maybe a couple weeks ago. I am playing this authentically on the Xbox 360. I know there is a way to, emulate it, but this is my actual Xbox 360. You can download the old updates and play them as you wish if you know what you're doing. But this is my world Glorpland. So we started this world about 2 months ago now. And I just want to give you guys a quick little world tour here because I've done quite a bit. And I think with this world, I initially made it because I wanted to do Let's Plays. But I don't think a Minecraft Xbox 360 edition Let's Play is the most interesting thing in the world in 2025. So I figured that I would just kind of intermittently give you guys world tours every month or so you guys could kind of get an idea of what I've been working on. Obviously it's been a little longer than a month, but I've been working. Okay, you see all this didn't pop up overnight. Okay, this took me the full 2 months. But we're going to start off strong. This is my first house. So you get a little third-person camera view. I like the third-person camera. Gives you a nice little wider shot. I don't know why more people don't use it, but I use it. So we come in. It's my first house ever built. It took forever, by the way, because this is all oak log and spruce log, which is expensive in this version. But in my kitchen, we got a little classic table. It's my little living area. This is my first house, so I didn't go too big. I wanted it to be humble and small, as all first houses should be, but I still wanted it to look good. This is my bedroom. So this is my first bedroom ever. This is mostly the same. There used to be a chest here, but when we get down to the chest room, you'll see that I actually moved all my chests, except for this one, because it's empty. We got a little diamond chandelier. Obviously, had to flex where you can. And then this is my original chest room, which I moved at the beginning of this month. And I moved it to a new house, and then I moved out of that house already. So it's moved twice within the month of November. And is likely to move again, because that's how it goes. This is my lighthouse. I built this because I have a friend who always builds lighthouses in our Minecraft world. And it's looked a little empty ever since. This is actually, the reason this light pole isn't fixed is because this blew up from a creeper explosion. And I just never bothered to go grab the materials to fix it. And so it's been like this forever. But I don't live over here anymore. So there's not really a reason for me to come over here and fix all that. But I'm going to try to show things off in the order I built them. But some things I don't remember. So forgive me if they're out of order. You wouldn't even know. How would you know? You wouldn't know. But then after the lighthouse, I came back here and I built this dolphin. So this dolphin initially was supposed to be a fish. It was supposed to be like a regular spangular old Minecraft fish. But as I was building it, I was like, that thing looks like a dolphin. And so I gave it some little dolphin fins and one on the top and a little dolphin tail. And now it's my dolphin. It was originally created to be my fishing hut. But fishing in this version of Minecraft kind of sucks because food doesn't stack, and the only thing you can catch is regular just fish. That's what they're called, just fish. So it was a pretty easy decision for me to never use that thing ever, and I still haven't. But it's cool. That's a little sneak peek. We're not going further over there yet. We're going to end the tour there because that's the newest edition of the world. Over here we got my farm, we got my sugarcane and my wheat. This is my first farm, and then this is my mob dropper. Never finished it. It's made out of raw stone, that's why I never finished it, because it takes forever, because I gotta cook that shit. There's no silk touch in this version, obviously. There's no enchanting, as you can see by the lack of XP bar at the bottom. Built my trans flag. Gotta represent. I built this Steve statue. A lot of the things in this area are generally just for aesthetic purposes, because when I initially started this world, everything was built around the fact that I have a front door. pretty much just the fact that I have a front door was enough for me to be like, oh, I want a great view when I walk outside of my house. And so, you know, you come out and it's like, whoa, all this stuff. And it looks really cool. I do very much appreciate that view. But we're going to come down this way. We'll come towards, this is my mushroom farm. I don't know if it's a bug or whatever. I'd have to do some research into it, which I don't feel like actually doing. But the red mushrooms outgrow the brown mushrooms like 10 to 1. It's insane. And they've grown out of control. So they've started protruding out of the cave. But I think it's quirky, and I like it. So I'm just leaving them there. I don't really care. This is my first mine rail station. So this is the deep rail station, which is an awful name, as you'll come to find. Because the rail's not that deep underground, and most of it isn't underground. This is an unfinished project. A lot of projects in this world seem unfinished, and they are unfinished, but it's not that they're abandoned. Like, I will come back and finish this at some point. This is Quiznos. I had that vine stuck in my head where the girl goes, I don't even know which way the Quiznos is. And it's been stuck in my head forever. So I had to build a Quiznos. I never noticed this block is missing. I think that might be a bug. Because I'm fairly certain there was a block. Whatever. Coming this way. I say a lot. I need to stop doing that. Next time I say someone come shoot me. Don't actually. Don't. Please. I have like a family and a girlfriend and people who care about me. This is my Oakwood farm. I said it again. Fuck. I'm already getting shot. I literally just said I won't say it again. But this is my Oakwood farm. This sees a lot of use, as you can tell by the sheer amount of Oakwood here. This was all forest at one point. Keyword at one point. I decimated that shit. That shit is gone. No longer in existence. God damn it. I'm just not going to bring attention to it anymore. You can shoot me in the comments section. How about that? You can say pew pew. But not in real life. Don't do that. So this is my museum. I built this to store everything. Literally. That's the goal, is to get one of every block that's obtainable in my world. And so this is going to be the main entrance. And then you come in here. And this is going to be some kind of... I guess I was going to say foyer, but the main entrance is the foyer. So we'll figure it out. Probably like a sitting room, maybe like a little coffee shop or something. Just like something neat. I don't know. I'm going to hang something from the ceiling for sure, though. The ideas in here are not really flowing. That's why it's been empty. This is going to be the... what are those things? Paintings. Paintings. It's going to be the paintings hall. So I want to put one of every painting on the walls. And then there's a second floor for the same express purpose of just putting paintings up here. I don't even know if I have enough room to put all the paintings in there, but I'm sure as shit gonna try. And then this room is going to be for every block in the game. I don't know exactly how I'm going to lay them out yet. I think I'm going to do like a sky grid almost, where they're just kind of here. Like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then they're all separated by another block. I think that'll look cool, but the reason earlier that I said every obtainable block in my world and not in the game is because if I pull out my map, you might notice I don't have a desert. There is no desert on this map, and therefore I do not have cacti, and since I don't have cacti, I don't have... Oh! Before I was so rudely interrupted, I don't have cacti in this world, and therefore I don't have access to green wool, lime green wool, or cyan wool. So those several blocks are just off the table for me, and I cannot obtain them entirely. But when I created this world, I decided that whatever my seed was, I was just going to run with it. Because before I made this world, I had created like 3 separate worlds, and they all kind of sucked, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to take the one I'm given. Because world sizes are limited on the Xbox 360, for those of you who weren't around or don't know. But this is my new home XL. It's a play on the new 3DS XL line of consoles where they were just like, it's new and it's in the name for some reason. So we got my little, this was going to be just like a bigger version of the chill room from my first house, which is why it's in the same place. Dining room, and then same thing with the kitchen. This whole house's kind of concept was just like the same thing but bigger. And I really didn't like that. Once I finished this, I strongly disliked it. So this was my bedroom. All my stuff has been moved out of here by now, except for my bed, which we can watch the sunset over the horizon. We can see the lighthouse over there. And we can watch. Fun fact about Minecraft, you see that white line? Boom, sun hit it, we can sleep. If you didn't know that, as soon as the sun hits what is considered the horizon line, you can sleep. It doesn't matter if it's down or not. And then we come this way. This is actually my office. So we use this strategy. You probably saw it in the dining room as well. You cannot put half slabs on the top half of a block. It's not physically possible in this version of Minecraft. So you have to get creative. So this whole room, or half this room, is half a block up, so that I could have a proper table that actually has space underneath it. And then this is my desk chair, which I really like this chair design. It's kind of ugly, but I think that's what I like about it the most, is that it's, you know, you got to work with what you got in this version of Minecraft, and so things have a lot more charm to them, in my opinion. Come down here, this is my basement. So this used to be my chest room. These used to be where my furnaces were. And then this used to be mass storage, so this side was dirt and this side was cobblestone. All of that has moved now. And then we've got the indoor swimming pool, which, just a classic. I always liked having indoor swimming pools when I was a kid in my Minecraft world, so I had to make sure that I did that. This is the mine rail station at the mansion. I wanted to have the mansion directly connected to the mine rail, and so that's what I did. And you know what, actually, let's go up to the balcony back here so you guys can get a full view of the rail before we're going to ride the rail at some point during this tour. Probably towards the end, if I had to imagine. We're going to ride the rail all the way so you guys can see everything that's along it. There's not a lot. It's mostly unfinished projects. But I wanted to show off everything I've done on this world up to this point, so then next time I show you guys the world, you can be like, wow, you did so much more. Holy shit, Sydney, you're the goat. And I'm going to go, thank you. I made a bigger wheat field and a bigger sugarcane farm as well, because like I said, this is the new home XL. So everything has to be XL and bigger. I do have glass cooked, so I can actually finish the windows here, but I have yet to finish the windows here. But I plan on it. A lot of these things, like I said, are kind of works in progress. I hope that fart got picked up on my microphone. Let's go back to spawn. I didn't really explain the spawn area because I just kind of wanted to hop straight into it, but this is spawn. So I actually spawned like right here. As you can see by the compass, it points to where you spawned. And this compass used to not point to this block. For whatever reason, it used to point to 0, 0, which is where that tower is, which is why it's red and gray like the compass. Because the compass used to point there. And so I was like, I want a tower in the middle where the compass points so that, you know, the compass seems like it's pointing towards that tower. But now it's kind of been defeated, but the tower still looks cool. So I don't really care. But this is spawn. It's just kind of like a big area. I think at some point I want to try to put like some benches and maybe do like a nice little design on the floor or something. But for now, this is what we got. We can go this way. Let me show you guys this side of the little... I guess it's a peninsula, kind of. I don't really know what you would call this landmass that we're on, but it's something. So I've never put anything inside the statue. I think I totally could. I don't know why I haven't, to be honest with you, because double door right here, you could have something up there. I'm not quite sure what. This is my spruce wood farm. It farms spruce wood. Well, I farm spruce wood at it. It's my glass pyramid. That's it. It's a glass pyramid. There's nothing else to explain there. I wanted to build a glass pyramid since I started the world, and so I did. But the thing I like about this glass pyramid is at some point I do plan on going in there and building a tree, but I'm going to leave this land around the inside the glass pyramid completely untouched. Like, I didn't terraform any of this. This is kind of how the land was. And so I want to leave that natural just to, like, I don't know why I want to do that. I think I just want to preserve a little bit of the original world. And then this over here, which we haven't laid out paths over here yet, that's a future project as well, is my sugarcane farm. So if you lay out your sugarcane in like a super specific way like this, you can get way more than just if you put it in rows. And so I have it set up so I have a maximum output of sugarcane, which is very helpful for that building over there, which we will get to in just a second. But before we do, we obviously have to go to the Herobrine spawner. When I was a child, I was terrified of Herobrine, and it kind of still exists because every time something weird happens in my world, I blame it on Herobrine. And I was genuinely a little anxious building this. Like, it's kind of ridiculous to admit because I know Herobrine is not real. But when I was building this thing, I was like, oh my god, what if it actually does summon Herobrine? As if that arbitrary shape of blocks will actually summon him. But I just thought it looked cool. And originally, I built this before I built any of the town around it. So this was just kind of by itself in the middle of the water. It looked really cool. But now it kind of functions, it's like a town square and shows off like a... It's almost like a culty kind of town, which I like. This is going to be my spruce wood storage, so we're going to throw chests on each end and just fill that with spruce wood eventually. So a lot of this is... My buildings are used for storage or function. So this is going to be birch wood, obviously, because it's made of birch wood. If we come over here, this is actually one of the first buildings I built in the town. This is my church. It's empty. That's a running theme you're going to see here. But I think I'm going to put a nether portal in here. I think the plan is to put a nether portal. I don't know if it's far enough from my original nether portal over there to not link, but I assume it is. I'm fairly certain it is. And then we'll come this way. Oh, we skipped over a building. Not that there's anything in it, but I want to show you guys everything, and skipping over a building is not the way to do that. This is the mine shaft, so I have one underneath my original house that I didn't even bother to show you guys. But it's just a mine shaft, so it's not that interesting. This one eventually is going to have a mine rail that goes all the way down. And then I'm going to connect that to the mine shaft in my new base. So it'll be like a secondary mine rail that'll get me to town, but also it'll be a mine rail for mining, which will be awesome. I'm going to use mine carts with chests and furnace mine carts to push them, and I think that'll be really neat. This is my library. It's a library. Not much to be said. There's no enchanting in this version or anything, so this is purely for aesthetic purposes, except for the spiral staircase in the middle, which, if we climb, leads us to an empty attic. And guess what I'm going to do up here? Store all my books, bookshelves, and paper. That's right, it's another storage building. There's not a lot of things you can do without redstone. I don't have any slimes, so sticky pistons are not yet available to me. I've been working on digging out a slime farm, but it takes a really long time in this version because there's no enchantments for the pickaxes, so I have to do it with the default diamond pickaxe. This is the mine rail station. This is like the main station, I guess. It's not really the main station, but it kind of is. So you got mine carts in the chest. This chest has been here forever, so I just feel... I tend to have this like attachment to random things, so like if a chest has been sitting somewhere long enough, it just stays. Because it's part of the world. But this area is all kind of set up real nice. And then if we come up the tower, hopefully it's a little cloudy, so we'll see. Same thing over here. And you'll notice I leave a lot of crafting tables around the world. That actually does have a purpose. I've had this philosophy since I was pretty young, that if I put a crafting table down somewhere, I'm not breaking it. Because if I needed a crafting table there once, I'll probably need a crafting table there again. And the only exception to that is if I'm like on the roof of a building or something, and obviously I'm never going to go back up there ever again. But like down there, I'll keep that one there probably forever, realistically. I like this building. It's at the perfect height. The clouds like cut through the floor, which I think is really cool. And actually they're moving out the way just for us. Look at that. So you can get a nice little view of our area, so you can see everything from above, which I think is super neat. And eventually we're gonna fill out all that area over there. We got a lot of plans for this area. It's kind of town square, and my goal is to fill up the entire map, one way or another. Whether that's custom forest, which I didn't even show you guys. This is a custom forest down here. I made all those tall oak trees by doing the glass method. If you don't know what the glass method is, you place a sapling, and then place a piece of glass 1 block over, any direction, 1 block away, and 1 block above in the corner. So if the sapling was, I gotta get blocks to show you. If the sapling's here, the glass would be there. Right? And the idea behind that is that now all the tall oak trees are even taller and even bigger, and it makes that forest seem way huge. But if we come down through the patented waterfall breaker. Sorry, I get curious what's in those chests sometimes. It appears that the sun is setting. Yes, it is. So we're going to kind of take it slow while we wait for that. I keep a bed in my inventory for this exact purpose of going to bed. It's my Aether portal. I had to build one because we all tried to. If you were around at this time period of Minecraft, you tried to build one of these in Minecraft. Especially if you played on the Xbox and you were a young, impressionable child. You tried that shit. And don't lie to me. I know you did. And you were sad when it didn't work. But I knew it wasn't going to work. I just wanted to have it as an art piece on that little island. And that little island will also remain untouched with those trees and everything there. You can see the big buildings over there. That's the start of the city. I'm not even going to head over there because the buildings don't even have floor inside. Like, they are purely a shell of a building. It's just kind of, for me, as a visual indicator of how the city will look and where the city is. So we can sleep now. And then we're going to hop on the mine rail, like I was saying earlier. And I'm going to show you guys that. You might be wondering why the mine rail station is so tall. And the reason for that is because inside the mine rail station is a funnel. So this is a track switcher. You flip the switch and it switches the track, left or right. So left will take you to what is Castletown and the mansion and the quarry. That way it takes you a lot of places. This way it takes you straight to the city and that's it. But eventually it'll go further, just for now. But the issue was that when you come back from a place, say I went that way and then traveled around and made my way that way, eventually the mine rails are also going to connect. If I came from this way, the minecart traveling straight, if this turn wasn't here to go through the funnel, I would just keep going straight. So I would entirely miss my station, which is not cool. If I want to continue going straight, I can switch the track over and do that. But no matter what, I wanted to be stopped at every station. And so I built this minecart funnel. It's just simply like a ramp. And then down here, we've got a bunch of tracks that connect down to each other. No matter which track you land on, you will end up falling down straight onto the station block. So we'll see that in action in a second here, because I have a second one. I think I came unprepared. No second mine rail funnel. That's right. And I don't know if that's an original design or if somebody else has done that before. I'm sure I'm not the only human being to ever do that. But I will say that I cooked that shit up by myself. I didn't use a tutorial or nothing like that. I figured that shit out, and I was very proud of it. So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys that, because I felt like my brain was 10 times the size of the average person. Sometimes you do have to push the minecarts back, which... Sorry, I had a coughing fit there. But other than that, it works great. And this is my castle town. So there's no town here, and there's barely a castle. We're not even going to go over there. I'm just going to stay in the minecart. Because as you can see, there's no details carved into the castle yet, and nothing. The back wall isn't even finished. So, yeah. You can already see the next building we're coming up to. Building is a big word for that. It's not really a building at all. And this is the other minecart funnel, so I'm actually going to get out here. I'm not even going to bother going this way. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I know I said I was going to show you everything, but there's literally just a nether portal over there. That's it. So, I'm sorry if you really wanted to see just a nether portal, but sucks for you. I'm not doing it. But yeah, it's the exact same design. This one has a powered rail because for some reason the minecarts were refusing to fall on this one. And then, let me make sure the track is the right way. There's a chicken. Okay, he's gone. He's gone. I need to put fences around here because they will climb up on the track. And if anything hits your minecart, you bounce back. Even if it's an item on the track. I'm going to take damage here. Oh, I didn't. Whoa, that's weird. I normally take damage when I fall off this rail. I don't know why. But eventually I'm going to set up a station here. I want it to look nice, though. And then this is actually going to go underground. So it's going to go kind of parallel to the quarry, which this is my quarry, which is also not finished, but it's partially started. And this is just where I go for mass cobblestone. I also have a cobble generator that I use if I want to AFK cobblestone by just putting a hair tie on my controller. But eventually this rail is going to link back up, probably to the first station, if not a different one, down that way. But for now, that's all it is. And I'm going to head back this way. We're going to take the mine rail again. And we are going to go to the last location of our world tour. These worlds are not very big. They're about 1,000 by 1,000 blocks or so. So they're not the pinnacle of huge, but they are cool. I like the finite world because it means I can actually fill this up and finish the world, if that makes sense. And when I do fill this world up, it is going to be a forever world. Whenever I fill up this map, we are going to update my Minecraft Xbox 360 edition because I can always run it back. You know what I mean? I can always go back in time and delete an update and start fresh if I want to keep playing on this version of Minecraft on my Xbox 360. But the only way you can upload worlds to the new version of Minecraft is if you update your Minecraft. So I'm going to have to eventually. We'll just keep riding the rail. You can actually see the tunnel down here. It's filled with redstone torches. I like the dark kind of ambient lighting. Of course, we are playing with high gamma because that's the way Minecraft Xbox 360 edition was intended to be played. I don't think that's true, but everyone did play it that way. Oh, there's the big torch. I didn't mention that when we were over here last, but there's a big torch. It's a big torch. It was initially actually going to be a rook, like the chess piece. But as I was building it, I was like, it kind of looks like a giant goblet, and I want to put fire in it. So I did. You're going to notice that is kind of a running theme here, is that, like, I wanted to, so I did. That's basically half this world in a nutshell, is just like, will it look good? Fuck it, who cares? I want to do it. Right? I'm not too concerned with the aesthetics. We're going to take a little boat. I put a boat in my hotbar for just across those like 15 blocks of water. And, oh, it broke on me. Classic Minecraft boats are the most fragile things in the world. But this is the new base. So I'm pretty excited about this. I've been working on this a lot. This is my obviously my most recent project. This last thing I was working on before the world tour. So this area, let me go downstairs so I can kind of show you guys. I mean, you can see it a little bit. But I'm trying to fill out the walls entirely with a layer of iron blocks. And then each section of the house is going to have a different theme of ore blocks. So we're going to have a lapis, iron, gold, and diamond, which the diamond one is going to be the hardest. And that's going to go for that tower up there. We're going to do a line of diamond blocks in the middle of that. So it won't actually be too many diamond blocks, but it will be a lot. This is my empty tools chest, and this is my first diamond pickaxe, my first pickaxe ever, and this is my first armor set. Normally I do play with mobs on, but because I'm doing a world tour, I'm not doing all that. And that's where that bed goes. The bed that's been in my inventory this whole time belongs there, because this is going to be my bedroom. There's no roof on here yet. I'm honestly debating on how I want to do the roof, so it's going to stay empty for the time being. If we come around this way, this is the functional version, or part of the house, not version. So this is the lapis block area, which, geez Louise, I really need to mine more lapis. It's not that I don't even, like, find it. I just ignore it. But this is where my chest room is. You know, random shit. But it's all organized. Furnaces, and if we come up here, this is going to be my wheat farm, which now that I've moved all my stuff, moving all my stuff is actually the most recent thing I did before this world tour. And since I moved all my stuff now, I can totally put in the wheat farm and the sugarcane farm. I just have yet to do it because I wanted to get this world tour out and I wanted to record it. so that everyone could see my world and check it out. This section of the house is the most incomplete section of the house. And this is going to be my mining section. So we're going to have it come all the way down. I'm going to clear out all this water, which is probably going to be a pain in the ass. But we're going to clear out all that water. And we're going to have that be a mine shaft that goes down. We'll have a mine cart that connects probably somewhere on this layer. We'll have the mine cart. And then you ride the mine cart down. And that'll connect to the mine shaft I showed you earlier. I like the skylights in here a lot. They're really pretty. I've been dying to fix that forever. And now I can. And then there's one last thing to show you guys at the new base, and that is the tower. Oh, well, this is going to be my sugarcane farm. And then the tower. I like towers in this version. The height limit's only 128, so anything that goes that high just feels massive in comparison to other things. Keep in mind that water level is 64, so realistically the highest a building can be, I think it's 63 actually. But the highest, pink sheep! That's a good omen, y'all. We found a pink sheep during the world tour. Wow, that's actually really cool. 0.33% chance of that happening. But this is the tower, so the diamond blocks are going to be in this little row right here. Ah! And that's the tower. I guess that was my sign to just leave the tower alone because there's nothing there. In this version of Minecraft, you can't breed or, you know, really keep mobs because they'll despawn. So every time I see a pink sheep, which I have seen quite a few on this world, I normally shear them instead of just, I shear them and then kill them. Kill them, then shear them. That's the OG Minecraft method to get the most amount of wool out of sheep. And that's how I collected enough wool to make the trans flag, for the pink wool at least. The blue wool I had to dye, and the white wool I had. Where's my... There it is. So I have 27 pink wool. I found quite a few pink sheep. I'd probably say like 10. I don't know if they're less rare in this version, or if I'm just stupid lucky, but I found a lot. So, well, I'm not paying attention, and I'm making silly mistakes now. So this whole area, you can see it's very flat with the sand, and that's because this used to be part of the island, and I dug it out. These little, like, vertical shafts of dirt, don't ask me why, because there's no real reason for them to evoke this feeling in me, but they remind me of Wii Sports Golf for some reason. That's probably just me. But that's what it reminds me of, and I thought it was cool, and I think the view from up here looking down at that little island is just neat. And again, I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to put anything on that. I might make like a little statue or something, maybe like a little guy with a pumpkin head, but I don't have many pumpkins either. If we go to my plants chest, I think they're in my plants chest. I just reorganized these. Yeah, I have 6 pumpkins to my name, and you can't plant pumpkins, you can't grow them. So, oh, wait, we need to kill that sheep. We're taking a detour from the world tour here. I gotta go shear and kill that sheep because brown sheep are also really rare. The only place you can get cocoa beans is from dungeons. So cocoa beans are really rare. And because of that, anytime I see a brown sheep, I try to kill it and take its wool. So that way I have extra brown wool if I need it. Gotta have as many blocks as you can possibly use. But that's about it for the world tour. There's not much else to this world yet. There will be next month when I do the next world tour. But for now, that's about it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed checking out my little Minecraft world here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you did, let me know if you want to see another one in the comments. Maybe give this video a like. I'm not too worried about how many people see this. I know the real ones will see it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. So if you did, have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time.